What is up, you guys? Welcome back to issue number 4 of An Evening of Darkness. Today, I got here with me, of course,
Hunter.
and then I'm Jackson, you already know. We're back with issue 4. Today's going to be another fun one. We're going to be talking about our favorite Blu-ray 4K horror releases. So, stuff coming from Arrow, Scream Factory, Vestron, all the fun stuff.
The name brand distributing companies that puts out horror physical media. It's really cool. But before we really get into it, I just want to again say I'm going to do it every podcast we have. Thank you to everybody who's watched our videos we're not really watched our videos, but listened to the podcast. We worked really hard on them. We're just trying different things out, seeing what works and what's not. So really appreciate that. And, everybody that subscribed or recommended it to anybody, really appreciate that. Go give Jackson a follow at his channel, Horror Gang. I'll put a link in the top right of the video. But yeah, so without further ado, we can get started talking about it, get into it, I guess. You want to?
So yeah, basically we each have a couple of releases that we want to talk about and why they are our favorites, per se, some of our favorites in our collection. Now, these can consist of box sets, single releases, just like a regular release, or like a collection of something.
Most of them are mine or the ones Jackson has. There's not like two out there. Most of them are just box sets and single releases and maybe like limited or deluxe editions or stuff like that.
Right.
But yeah, pretty straightforward. And I was thinking about this before we started. Mm-hmm. Just a disclaimer. We don't have that. Like we're a lot like everybody else. We don't have as much money. So whatever we say here, and you go look it up or whatever, and you're like, dang, that's expensive. How do they have that? Just saved up money, bought it. It's collections. So we're not telling you to go buy these things as well, because we know obviously some people can't afford them. Including us, some things that we might say on here we can't not fucking afford, which is okay. A lot of stuff's streaming now, which is a good thing. So, and the stuff's on YouTube and whatnot. I just wanted to say that before we started, so we didn't come off as like pretentious, like, oh, we have this. Mm-hmm. The stuff we're talking about, we're very proud that we have it, and just we're collectors, and so and this is probably the collection we focus on the most, and it's constantly growing.
Yeah, every horror collector always starts, I feel like, with actually having the movie in their collection, Yeah. Like, that's one of the biggest things about having a horror collection.
And I have a story about the first Blu-ray I got.
Okay, let's hear it.
You want to hear it?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought we were going to talk. Okay, so
let's talk about our Blu-ray story, how we got into it, and then we can go.
When I first got into horror, I started like a little later than Jackson did. Jackson was really young starting it. Believe it or not, I was really actually like terrified of horror movies. Like, I'd go over to my buddy Peyton's, and his mom, and like they all loved horror movies, and they turn them on, and I'd be like, nope, I didn't want any part of it. But I don't know what happened, like something snapped to me. I guess I grew up, and just my fears just kind of like slowly like dwindled away. Conquered my fears, and like I became obsessed, and I just the thought and just the creativity of these horror movies and their effectiveness. Like, kind of wondered, like, why do they make me scared? So I kind of dug deeper into that. Yeah. I want to say I was like 12 or 13 when I first started really getting into it. Or maybe like 7, or I don't want to say 30. I don't know, just a little after 10 years old.
Yeah.
I remember watching, I don't know if we've talked about this on the podcast or not, but I remember watching Chucky. That was like one of the first ones I watched, and I was like, okay, I can do this. And then from there, Nightmare on Elm Street, that 1 and 2 with my uncle, double feature, and that could just like really just put the nail in the coffin with it. But I want to say I didn't really start collecting movies until a few months after that. And I didn't care what format they were released on, DVD, V8, like, obviously in VHS, we didn't have a VHS player, like, at that time. Nobody used it. There's DVDs, Blu-rays, it really didn't matter to me, but the cheapest option, obviously, was DVDs, and I can get a whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly what it is.
Yeah, so FYE had sales constantly. These movies that I remember I got The Shining, Friday the 13th, part, like, they'd sell, like, 2 discs or 2 DVD cases, and they have 4 and 4 on each. Mm-hmm. And I'd watch the hell out of those.
Same. I had the Friday 13th 4
the Exorcist. Yeah, I remember.
And
like,
Nightmare on Elm Street.
And Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah, and I just remember those.
I had 1 through 4, and then 5 through 8. I have both of those.
I just remember those so distinctly. I become going at FYE, and I bought like 10. Me and my dad, and he loves horror movies too. And I just remember being like so hyped. I was like, oh, I can't wait to watch these. But I didn't really. Jackson's kind of the one that put me onto the Blu-ray format.
See, like, and how it got started for me was when Blu-ray was sort of coming out, like I already kind of had a decent amount of DVDs, and I didn't want to
Start over,
restart,
like double dip. Yeah,
you know?
I felt the same. Well,
So,
at that time, I really didn't know. So I was just like, I had them.
I mean, like I had when I'd say I probably had a pretty. It's a lot smaller now, but I had a pretty decent DVD collection.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, like we traded stuff in after we upgraded or whatever.
I wouldn't if I had the DVD, I wouldn't buy the Blu-ray straight off the bat.
No,
It didn't get to that point until I started finding ones that like were in better formats.
Yeah, and so it came to me when I first found out that they were doing the Universal Monster Steelbooks by Alex Ross with the Alex Ross art.
Yep.
I saw those, and those came out in like October of 2017 or something, 2018, and I saw that and I was like, all right, I'm collecting them. That's just I got to upgrade. I got to get past this DVD stuff because those are still probably some of my favorite.
Which I would,
releases.
We're going to talk about those a little bit later.
I mean,
because I think they're both on our list of ones. But so the first ever one I got, me and Jackson went to Best Buy with his mom and his brother. I want to say it was around Black Friday, maybe the day after Black Friday, somewhere around there. And Best Buy, that was having sales and whatnot. And we were going through, and I was kind of figuring out what they had.
Because at this point, I was still new. The only Blu-rays I had were like 2 or 3 of the Universal Monster Steelbooks. So at the same time, you go. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. So we went to Best Buy. We're going through the aisles and the movie section. And of course, there's horror movies, but the one that stuck out to me was Psycho.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a steelbook of Psycho, and it had the house. Norman Bates' house.
It's like pink.
It had the purple pinkish, and it had the drain.
Blood
coming through.
Yeah.
And I think Jackson had that before I did. And I was really jealous of him, so I saw it and I was like, I got it. And I want to say it was like $5.
Yeah, it was
something. And I was young, so like that's all I had, like money wise, because it was just like I don't want to say I don't get nothing on Thanksgiving, but I don't remember how I got money for. Maybe I asked my mom. I was like, hey, can I get a few bucks? And somehow I ended up getting. Psycho, but I remember the line being so fucking long.
Yeah, so we waited.
Oh my god! And I felt so bad. I don't think you got anything. And I think I was the only one who got something. And I made your mom and everybody wait in this fucking line. I remember we were back in we were like in the refrigerators, just waiting. I felt so bad, but.
So anyways, sorry about that. The 3 Blu-rays that I got at first was the American Werewolf of London, the Psycho, and it was the Dracula Steelbook and the Wolf or Bride of. I want to say Dracula and the Wolfman Steelbook were the first 2 that I got because I bought 2 of them at the same time. And then like the next week when I cut grass or whatever, and I got a little bit more money.
Yeah, the cutting grass was like
I know
the shit.
And then I got 2 more.
Yeah,
and it was Dracula and Invisible Man. It had to have been those 2 first because they at the time they were out of Frankenstein. From the get-go, I remember they had no creature. That was like the only one that was constantly sold out. I ended up getting that one, the Mummy, and that one and the Mummy for Christmas because those 2 were sold out.
When it came to those, the Alex Ross Universal Monster Steelbooks, I got all of them for Christmas one year. Mm-hmm. I remember I got all of them and I was so hyped, like every single one of them. And from my grandma,
I tried to buy all of them, and then
I was like, "Yo!" And it was so cool because they were, sometimes they'll wrap stuff together.
Yeah,
each one of these was individually wrapped, and so every one I unwrapped, I was like, "Oh,
no way!
Look at this one! I got all of them now. It was just really, really awesome. Because I remember one of the DVDs that first I got was the Universal Monster. Like my dad got it for me actually. They sold it like at Target and Walmart and stuff. It was just the main monsters. There wasn't like sequels or anything.
Yeah.
So I got that DVD collection, and I wore the shit out of those. So.
Dude, me too. I had 2 4-packs of those. It was like Dracula, Frankenstein, Mummy, Wolfman, and then Creature, Invisible Man, Bride, and Phantom Remake, Claude Rains. But that's pretty much how we got into collecting of the Blu-rays, 4K, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Let's hop into some of our favorite releases.
What are some of your favorite?
Okay.
What is your one? I think you have a list, but
Well, so one that I have, it's coming in.
and some of the ones we have, me and Jackson are both big. Like we both have, and we both really love.
Yeah. One of them that's coming in, or I'm about to get, I guess you could say, excuse me, is it's brand new. The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, 4K set from Eureka Entertainment. Region free, comes with a booklet.
Yeah, guys. You have to be if you're ordering anything offline, whatever Amazon, eBay, whatever site, you got to make sure you check out the regions because sometimes it's weird, and if you don't have a region free player, it won't play in the United States. Or if you're listening to it and you're not in the States right now, it really just depends on you. Just got to pay attention to it
because Eureka is a UK company. So and I emailed them before I made sure that I want, because I mean, obviously I want to try to get everything in the best quality.
Yeah, of course.
So that just came out. So I emailed them and I was like, "Is this region free at all?" I didn't think it was because it was European, but I asked them. They said, "Yeah." So all of their 4K stuff will be region free. And this is the first one they've done of 4K. So,
and if you don't know what Caligari is,
dude,
it is one of the most influential horror movies of just pure like German expressionism ever.
Yeah, like there's a reason why people talk about it. Even in films, I took a film class. It was one of the first things we learned about how important that movie is.
It's a silent film from the 20s.
Yes. Yeah.
But it holds up.
Oh my!
Surprisingly, yes, I remember I put it off for a while because I was like, how good can it be? And then I watched it and I was like, holy crap! Because it visually just shows so much more than.
The great silent films still hold up. Like they're still really good. Like Nosferatu holds up. Caligari, Phantom.
Which we did a Phantom
live commentary.
Go check that out. But we didn't do Caligari, did we? No. Mm-mm. But that's on YouTube as well, I believe. Yeah. Most of the 20s ones are on YouTube, or a lot of them. One I wish was London After Midnight, but of course it's a lost film.
If that ever happens,
like, I'm really. You sent me a link to like the book. I was thinking about this
with the book
at your last podcast. I was thinking about this. About getting the book. Yeah, doing something like that.
Let's do that.
Because it's the closest thing we'll get to the actual movie,
unless it somehow turns up. I don't know how. I really don't think
it would have already if it was gonna.
Well, like I said, I've heard. I don't know how true it is, but I've read that some people have it in a private collection, but they don't want to show it to
like lose value or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
People are so stingy.
Right. I don't know how true that is. But anyway, the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari 4K set. It comes in a nice hard cover. Now
you're getting it. So Jackson frequently goes to Savannah, Georgia, where his girlfriend attends college. And there's a store there, I think TerraVision.
TerraVision, yeah.
And I think they're the ones that's ordering it for you, right? Yeah,
that and another one on my list. It's in the thumbnail, actually. They're ordering it for me. I've done a video with them. They're pretty cool. Also, like I said, awesome store.
And Jackson, he asked me, so he'll FaceTime me whenever he goes to that store, because they got some I don't want to say out of print movies, but they have like some rare ones that you don't see everywhere, which is really cool.
Yeah, like pretty rare stuff, and stuff that hardcore collectors would want. But I'm getting that from there, and also another release, but we'll talk about that in a second. So, what's something for you? For me is Caligari 4K set. I mean, it looks beautiful.
And I'm right there with you because I told you I want it, and if he can order me one, I would take it. Because like I said, one of those movies that impacted horror so much. Mm-hmm. You get a chance to watch it, but for me, when I first thought, he asked me, Jackson brought the question like, what physical media, like what piece or Blu-ray set or individual do you have that you just like love? And the movies for the most, like I love the franchise, mm-hmm. but the movies are not all 10s, of course, but just pure 80s cheesy horror. some like the early '90s, I think, and in like 2000s. But it's on the screen. It's the Friday the 13th
Yes.
Scream Factory collection.
Yep, that's definitely one of mine too.
Yeah, and so just first off, the artwork on the box.
This is the best thing they've ever released. I'd go ahead and say
It's up there,
I
if
mean,
not. And
it's definitely the best box set.
and the artwork is by Devin.
Yeah,
So who's doing a lot
he's
of
been
stuff.
running the game.
Yeah,
like,
when it comes to artwork, like
from Vestron to Scream Factory,
Yeah.
like bro, he has done so much stuff for you. Just most recently did the dentist artwork.
which we have. And I might talk about those later. But yeah, this set. So I remember Jackson got it.
Mm-hmm.
He ordered it,
Yeah,
and it was missing. It wasn't missing anything, was it?
No.
It might not have been missing anything. And you got it when it was like on sale.
on sale. Yeah, I didn't pre-order it with the poster because it was like too.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah, but like we said, we don't have that much money or whatever.
Yeah.
So, but I do.
It's all
have
about
it.
budgeting, man. No, I'm just playing.
There we go.
But yeah, so Jackson got it on sale, and he was like, "I'll get it on sale," but I had literally had it in my cart, and then it went off sale, and so I was pretty upset about it.
Luck
So
of the draw,
and then
man.
it went back to up a decent price. So I was like, I'm not paying that much. Maybe I'll wait until it goes on sale again. We went to down where we live, a little decent 20-30 minute away from us, to the store, and it's called Book and Music Exchange. I don't know if it's like a chain store like around the country or not, but it's basically, that's literally in the title, Book and Music Exchange. So
Yeah,
it has
that's-
records, books, movies, CD, like all the cool stuff. And we went there, and we were going through all of like the movies and stuff they had. They had a cool horror selection at that time. I think you got something, the Horror Spiders Island.
Yes,
Horror Spider Island.
which I did a review on.
Yeah, but so we were looking through the horror section, and like there's a bunch of cool stuff. And then I think at that time I got Reservoir Dogs VHS, or not the Reservoir Dogs, but Dazed and Confused VHS. Huge fan of Dazed, both those movies. But then we go to the counter and we're checking out. And we check out, and then I see there's like this stack of movies, and then on top it's the Friday the 13th box set. And I go, and then the two people working the register like walk away, and I walk over there. And I'm looking at them like, dude, this is like in great shape, in great condition.
It was like perfect.
And I was like, hey, how much is this? And she said, oh, we just got that in. I have the check, but I mean, I don't know. Let me just check real quick. And he said it, and it was like the same price Jackson got his for. And so I was like, oh shit, I gotta get it. So I ended up getting it. And that whole week I got it. I watched all of them, literally all of them. I went on like this Friday the 13th kick. And
Dude, I love that franchise so much.
yeah.
We should do a ranking of franchises.
Or we just talk about Friday.
Yeah. Well, we have to. I feel like.
Yeah, but so I ended up getting that, and like I said, I went home, watched all of them. That was my experience with it. But it's such a cool thing. It looks bigger than it actually is. Like if you look at this picture, like, oh, the thing looks fucking massive. But it really
each title has their own
individual case.
disc, and they come in clear Blu-ray cases.
Which is really cool. But there's one thing, I don't know how many hours of special features, but it has its own singular disc for special features.
Yeah.
And I want to say, dude, it's really long.
It
but
is.
the amount of special features on there. So, I mean, that alone is worth checking out or getting. Mm-hmm. But yeah,
it has tons of special features. Cool book. I think it comes with a booklet.
I think so. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, it does. It has Jason on it, of course.
Yeah.
But some of them have reversible artwork. They all have reversible artwork, but like alternate posters
on the back.
Each on the right.
Not, I don't think all of them do.
No, not all. I know the first 4 do at least. Some of them just have pictures. For example, I know Part
like
7
stills.
just has a still on it. But yeah,
but the first
amazing.
two, the first 2 are transferred in 4K, correct?
First 4,
which you get a little bang for your buck.
That's right.
But yeah, that's the Friday the 13th box set. We both have it. It's worth the buy.
Beautiful.
If you're a horror fan,
Come on,
if you're able to, get it.
But I will tell you, we need these. I would love a 4K set. It probably won't happen anytime soon because we just got this. But
I don't know if I would want a 4K set though. I already got this. This is good enough for me.
I mean, yeah, but if they're all in 4K, like you know how they're coming about with all the Halloweens now, Scream Factory we're talking about.
I'm
I
waiting
bet
for the.
it's.
I'm gonna get those eventually. I want them because the
I'm not.
Halloween
I'm not
Scream
just gonna buy
Factory.
it because it's weird. They came out with like the first six, or first five, first six, first six,
First five.
but then they did a box set of just the three of them. It
Yeah,
was like H2O, Resurrection, and
Return.
yeah.
It was yeah. I
So
don't know
they did it
why they did
weird.
it that way,
So
but
if they come out with a new box set like how they did with the old one of where it's just all of them in 4K, including with the new three ones, then I'll buy that.
and if you look up the Halloween 4K, the individual ones, some people like hate on the artwork on the front. I like it.
I'm not the biggest fan of it, but
I don't mind it.
some
I think
people.
it's some of them. I think it's kind of cool. But I more than likely will end up getting the 4K like once they go down in price, obviously, because the other Factory, Michael Myers or Halloween box is literally just it's not that great.
Which we
That was
both
another
have.
one of those first Blu-ray sets I got for
Yeah,
Halloween.
I
When
got
I
that.
watched all
Dude,
those
I
when I
got
was
that for
younger.
Christmas.
Me
That
too.
was like holy crap.
Me too. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah,
And dude, yeah, I wore the shit out of those too. But yeah,
still do.
still, Scream Factory is great when they put out.
Yes, dude.
They put out some classics, but they also put out some cult movies as
Yeah,
well. So
yeah.
they
But
always usually kill it.
yeah, Friday 13th box set is great. That's another one of my favorites. But I would want to talk about another one of it's pretty newer. Um, Also from Scream Factory. It is on the thumbnail. Return of the Living Dead in 4K.
I do not have this.
This is probably one of their best 4K release in my opinion. It
Like
looks
transfer wise, or just like the look of it.
everything, like literally everything. Special features, the transfer. I thought it looked amazing. The audio quality. As soon as I got it that day, I rewatched it on my PlayStation 5, and I was
Slight
just.
flex.
I mean,
on my PS5, I have
I
two
don't
of
have
them.
like a Blu-ray. I basically all the stuff that I play my Blu-rays on isn't either an Xbox or a PlayStation.
Yeah. It's
But,
funny because Jackson has the PS5 and he's able to play all the 4Ks, but most of the time, me and him just go into the other playroom he has and just to watch the Blu-rays.
Yeah.
So we
But,
might not watch in the best format, but it still does the
Get the
job.
point. But anyway, Return of the Living Dead is an amazing zombie film. Not related to George Romero zombies. Jack Russo wrote this one as co-wrote this one as well. So he knows his zombie stuff basically.
Which we met.
Uh, yeah, that was really awesome experience. He was so chill. We
Oh,
watched
yeah.
Midnight.
We watched
Well,
Midnight,
we talked
which is
about
one of
that a
his
couple
film.
times on Horror Game.
I really want to do a video on that.
Let's
or
do
you
that.
should. That movie is oh my god. We talked about demons last podcast. This movie is just even it's weird. It's crazy in a different way.
Yeah, it's just
We were having like the burps, or I don't know. I guess we were just having like chest, like I don't know, like reflex. But
But Return of the Living Dead, it's a 3-disc set. You know, you have the original cover on the front, and this one is not reversible. So some they
I think I'll say a lot of them, if not most of them.
yeah, with the newer 4K they're not reversible artwork. But the slipcover is so clean. Look at the spine.
It's always had one of the coolest posters in
Oh,
horror.
dude, yeah, that's definitely one of the best horror movie posters of all time.
Like I said earlier, I don't have this one, and I really haven't even seen it that many places.
It's hard to come by now. A lot of people, like, I was so excited when this came out because
It came out with what? It came out with something else, another popular one. I'll have to figure that out, but
I'm not
it
too
came out
sure.
with another popular one.
It did.
But because I think you
Was
were
it the Howling?
no, that was with the alligator.
That was with the alligator.
I don't know, but it came out with something popular.
Yeah.
And they were both like really good. You kinda had-
Funhouse.
Funhouse. It was Funhouse,
Funhouse.
which Jackson also fucking has, and I'm jealous of because I love Funhouse, and I love
Dude,
this movie.
Funhouse was great.
I love this movie. So
First
I'm
time I
kinda
watched,
jealous
when
of
we
it.
watched it was with that
Scream
4K.
Factory.
Yeah. But Return of the Living Dead though, transfer is amazing. Audio quality is great. Tons of special features. I mean, like it's just overall one of their best solid releases that I think they have done. Definitely, if you see this out, it's worth picking up, especially if you're a huge fan of the film.
Yeah.
Or if you've never seen it, dude, get this release, check it out. I think you'll be blown away.
Yeah, it's one of the funnest zombie movies ever, if not the
Filmed
best.
here,
Filmed in Louisville. I was playing Louisville.
Louisville.
Yeah, if you're not from Louisville, you can come. If you're not a native of Louisville and you come in here and say like Louisville
No,
or something,
well, no.
people don't like that. I really don't care, but it's pronounced Louisville.
Louisville.
It's really besides the point. But yeah, so Return of the Living Dead, great release from Scream Factory. Funhouse. I don't think you were gonna put Funhouse or talk about it, but the Funhouse is one I'm really jealous of.
Yeah,
Jackson.
it's great.
I love.
So
yeah,
what's
Toby
another-
Hooper's.
Yeah, dude, we gotta do a whole thing on Toby Hooper, in my opinion. He's so underrated.
Yeah.
But what's another release for you that you really enjoy?
Well, I'm not gonna pick the one the obvious one me and you are both thinking about. So I'm gonna pick another Scream Factory set.
Okay.
You had it before I did, another one, and kind of influenced me to get it. Amazon was having their sale, I believe, at the time. That's a good way to buy stuff, guys. When Amazon has their Prime Day or
I'm trying to think of
whatever
what
it was.
about.
And so I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh, we're looking at movies, and I think I mentioned like I really wanted this, and it was Creepshow. And I was like, I really wanted the Creepshow Blu-ray, and he was like, well, have you seen the I forgot Jackson had it, but he's like, have you seen the Scream Factory release of it? And I was like, no. And so he brought it to me, and dude, this release, the artwork on it,
Dude, yeah, amazing artwork. It comes with a booklet as well, and then the DVD or Blu-ray, sorry, has reversible artwork.
Yeah.
If you care about that, it's always a nice addition whenever they do that.
But Creepshow, it's one of my favorites.
Amazing movie. I mean, talk about a horror legend. Like horror legends coming together. Romero, Savini, Stephen King, Leslie Nielsen's in it. By the way, Tom Atkins. You never
numerous others.
You never thought Leslie Nielsen could be so evil. Probably.
Stephen King's actually in it as well.
Mean, yeah.
He has his own segment.
Yeah, he's on the farm segment. But this 4K transfer, by the way.
It is?
Yeah,
I did not know that.
Yeah, 4K transfer. Tons and tons of special features. If that's another thing that plays a part into why they are our favorite releases, the special features. Because I mean, you had the movie, of course. You could probably just get the movie everywhere, but you can't get these special features everywhere.
Yeah.
Tons of behind the scenes stuff.
And if me and Jackson are kind of nerds about it. We like seeing like all the behind the scenes stuff. We're like very intrigued about what goes on like behind the camera. And I forgot to mention this in not the last podcast, the podcast with the Famous Monsters one. The Famous Monsters magazine really like promoted or really showed a light on all of the stuff that went on to make the movie,
behind
like
the scenes,
crew
basically.
And everything. But back to this, the special features, they have interviews with some of the people or some of the actors, directors, and you have behind the scenes like we said, filming, and I just think it's so cool seeing some of it. And some of
it's a hard like cover like the
it's thick.
Caligari, like a thick cardboard. I don't know what you call it, but it's like
it's cardboard.
I guess cardboard cover with a beautiful artwork.
Nice cardboard though. Don't think not like the brown cardboard. You get like your packages in. No.
Yeah, no.
No, this is like a good solid material.
It's very, very quality release.
But I remember I saw it and it came in, and my dad's a huge Creepshow fan. It's like one of his favorites. And he saw me and I got it and I showed him. He was like, "What?" And so he watched it. That me and him watched it that night.
Yeah, same.
And so
I showed my dad when I got the Creepshow release too. Because he's a huge Creepshow fan. He's the one that showed me Creepshow first, actually. But right now I'm gonna write down just so we have track of what all we said is our favorites. We said,
like I said, me and Jackson have very similar ones. So most of the ones I say or some of the ones he says,
you said Caligari.
We both have it.
Friday.
Friday. You said the Return of the Living Dead, and I said Creepshow. But yeah, guys, if you haven't seen Creepshow, go check it out. I don't know 100% what it's on. I don't think it's on Shudder. Might be one of those you have to figure out how to get a hold of, but it's worth a watch if you can.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Sometimes I guarantee they show it on TV sometimes. So Yeah.
They should.
Yeah. What's your next one, Jackson?
My next one, also, I'm getting in very shortly along from Terrorvision with the Caligari. Excuse me.
I'm telling you, dude, something maybe we
I
ate.
don't know.
I don't know.
But it is the Dawn of the Dead 4K set from Second Sight Films. Now, this is an amazing. It's on the thumbnail right there. Beautiful, like poster artwork.
Yeah. The iconic poster.
Dude. But it comes with a ton of discs.
Ton of shit. Yeah.
Like 4 or 6 discs. Not all of them are region free, but the ones that you need are region free, basically.
And it's 4K, right?
All 4K. The craziest thing about this release, in my opinion, it comes with the Argento cut. The Dario Argento cut is basically zombie. But when Dario Argento was first coming out with zombie, it was basically like
This like an
a
official
cut
sequel or whatever.
yeah,
spinoff.
like a cut of Dawn of the Dead. So it's not zombie, but it's not really Dawn of the Dead. It's the Argento cut of Dawn of the Dead called Zombie, if that makes sense.
I did not know that.
So it comes with that, which that's another one of the main reasons why I want to get it.
Well, Jackson told me
getting
he was going to order it, and he was like, asked me, he's like, "Do you want?" I was like, "Yes."
Yeah.
Because Dawn of the Dead, I don't think it got like a single release of 4K Blu-ray. Like
It came out on Blu-ray a long time ago, but it's super.
It's like out of print. It's very rare.
Out of a print.
So
dumb expensive.
Mine, I got a bootleg. Not bootleg, secondhand seller, like ones that like burn the DVDs or whatever or Blu-rays.
Yeah.
And they make the cases, but I mean, it's still a movie. It still shows it. That's the only one I got.
And like I'm trying to get all of George Romero's films and like best quality too. So another one of the
Dawn of the Dead's one of my top 10 horror movies of all time. So
huge,
I think it's the best.
Huge Romero guy.
It's up there for one of the best, or if not the best. Zombie. There's like 2 zombie movies that are the 2 best like known zombie movies for just 2 different reasons. You have Dawn of the Dead and you have Night of the Living Dead, which brings me. You can finish yours.
I was just gonna say again, it has a really nice cardboard cover.
Cardboard, yeah.
So does the Friday set. So does,
yeah. So
I guess pretty much cardboard is used in all of these. If you're counting the slip,
I'm pretty sure it's like
slip
a good
cover
cardboard.
too. Like I mean, it's
just pure. It's
super
pure,
high quality.
pure metal.
Yeah.
Kind of a good segue into my next one.
Yeah.
One of those movies, a pure classic horror movie, very impactful on the genre and in just cinema in general.
I mean, yeah, I talk about this all the time.
Especially in like black cinema. Everyone it has the stigma of like, the black people dying first in every movie, and this is like one of the first people of color that survives till the end.
Yeah.
Really impactful. And it just led way for so many black actors and actresses in horror movies. It's a very great thing that happened, and George Romero just picked the best actor for it.
Yeah,
which is really really cool and what should be done anyways.
Exactly.
But of course at that time, shit was going on.
Right, the civil rights movement, and then having a black actor in a horror movie, which horror movies were always kind of frowned upon. So it's kind of like a really big deal. And how successful it was, especially for it being an independent film. And, like having such a huge success worldwide, and all the undertones and what the social commentary that it has. Like I love this movie. I talk about it all the time. But anyways, sorry, you go ahead.
No, you're good. So just to tell you how good it is, Criterion Collection is a company that produces like cinema classics, like just all around the world.
Right.
Like Citizen Kane's one, or there's so many.
Yeah.
Or that just important to cinema in general.
Exactly.
And Night of the Living Dead's one of the few horror movies that's been released. And oddly enough, this is the Criterion. My pick is the Criterion version of Night of the Living Dead. Funny story. So Jackson came over not too long ago. So Night of the Living Dead just put out this 4K about a few months ago, I want to say.
Came out
a few months ago, and a little last year, late last year, and so we're sitting there watching. I want to say The Wizard of Oz, and I'm showing them because I got a 4K player for Christmas, and so I'm showing them Wizard of Oz and seen how good it looks. It looked pretty good. And then he was like, I want to see what Night of the Living Dead looks like on 4K. Or you already saw it, but you wanted me to see it.
Yeah,
Try
but
to convince me
yeah.
to buy it. Because I was like, I have it. I had the Blu-ray already. And so he goes over to his house and gets it. And he brings
it back just to show
brings
him.
it back over. So we turn it on. And I'm sitting there. I'm like, yeah, it looks really good. I was like, let me see what this Blu-ray looks like. Oh my gosh. I'm not trying to sound like that guy, but like it looked terrible compared to this 4K, like YouTube style, like someone recorded it in the theater.
Yeah, like 720p, like
Dude, it was terrible.
off a flip phone.
And the funny thing is, Jackson gave me that Blu-ray.
So
Shows
the
you how
thing-
good of a friend he is.
No, bro. I had that Blu-ray when I first started getting into Blu-rays and stuff. I bought it at Best Buy. I watched it once, and then I just kind of put it back in the collection. I never remembered looking that horrible. Like, it was, I want to say Mill Creek 50th anniversary Blu-ray. It's red, and it has the
yeah.
girl's face on it, Night of the Living Dead. But it's not, do not get that release. Stay
Well,
away
if you
from
don't,
that.
if you don't have it and it's all you can afford, get it because it's one of those
You
movies
can
you
even
got
just
it.
watch it on YouTube.
YouTube
at
has a
that
great
point.
release, yeah.
I mean,
But if you want to have it,
I guess.
yeah. But so we went. I immediately that day we went to Best Buy and got it. And I think I got that and something else. Smile, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like Smile.
Yeah.
So I got
Yeah.
those two. And then, yeah, me and Jackson came home. We watched because me and Jackson seen Night of the Living Dead like hundreds of times. And it's one of our favorite horror movies.
Yeah, yeah.
So we watched, but we never watched. And one of the features on Criterion, one thing about Criterion, they have great special features. And they had a special feature which was audio commentary from George A. Romero, John Russo,
And some other.
yeah, and some like people that were on the crew.
Yeah. Yeah, that audio commentary was super funny. It's like just
Yeah.
George talking about
The
you
shit
know,
that went on behind
yeah.
the scenes, like because it was a very independent movie
yeah,
on
like
a shoestring budget,
like they all put their money together to make this movie.
shot in like Pittsburgh, and like they would go to I think the graveyard they went to, they weren't even like allowed
No.
to shoot there. They just did it
Yeah.
and kind of went away.
He was talking about when the zombie throws the rock through the window. It
And he
hit
actually-
him.
yeah, it
it
hit him.
hit George while he's recording.
Yeah.
But he just left it in because it looked the best. So
Yeah, just it's one of if you have the chance to listen to it, so worth it.
Yeah,
See a
tons of
genius
special
horror
features.
mastermind.
and it comes with another like selling point for me. The first Night of the Anubis,
Looks like the original title of it.
the original title, working title of the film. So
Yeah.
I mean that's crazy how that even still exists somehow.
Yeah, I
In my
don't
opinion, like
because it was from the '60s, so it's still around.
yeah, like a draft of Night of the Living Dead basically on 4K.
Yeah,
It's just crazy. So yeah, it comes with that.
there's
Tons of special features.
Yeah.
Like comes with
just overall a great release. One of the best Criterion releases, transfers. I would
Yes,
say
dude.
because I'm also really into Criterion collection, like just regular
Yeah.
movies, not like outside of horror genre. I get like a lot of them,
yeah.
and I see a lot of the transfers they do, and most of them are pretty good, but this one's just very good.
Yeah, it's one of the all-time best and horror movies as well. So yeah, Night of the Living Dead 4K by Criterion. Amazing release, one of my favorites.
Yeah, one of the best from last year for sure.
Oh, yeah.
If not the best.
Yeah.
It's up there.
So another one of my all-time favorite horror 4K Blu-ray releases would be the Haxan Criterion release, because Haxan is honestly, I'm not even joking, hands down one of the scariest films that I have ever seen. It's from the 1920s. I want to say 22 to be exact. One of the freakiest horror films that I've ever seen. As soon as I got it, I watched it late at night, and that's like honestly one of the most horrifying experiences I ever had watching a movie, because it's about like the history of witchcraft and like just like satanic stuff, and it looks so real and authentic because it's from the 1920s.
Yeah, this is one of those movies I have not seen, and Jackson wants me to watch it so bad. I'll eventually get to it, of course, but I just haven't. I don't know why I just haven't watched it. He tells me how good it is and scary, and it's kind of it's Criterion, so
Yeah,
it's kind of known as a really classic horror movie. But
it,
I just
it
never.
is, man.
I don't know. I just don't know why I watch it. He talks about it all the time, and it
Yeah,
rhymes with his name. So
Yeah, it does.
Saxon Jackson.
Yeah.
That's kind of why I think he wants me to watch it because he's like, oh, it's Saxon. And it also rhymes with my name.
No, I want you to watch. An amazingly horrifying film. It's it has like scenes from medieval like witches basically, and like it looks so real because the movie is so old.
Yeah,
So like everything that you're seeing,
I've seen images and stuff and
I
stills
mean,
from it.
it's dude. If you just look up pictures of this movie, uh, like the Blu-ray itself, it has like the main demon
Looks like a devil.
on the front. Um, it has the main demon on the front, and it's like looking at the girl while there's it's in black and white. It's called Haxan: A History of Witchcraft Through the Ages, I believe, and just overall terrifying stuff. I watched it. It comes with a ton of special features. Once again, Criterion always does an amazing job. If this ever comes out on 4K, though,
Yeah.
I'm getting it. I'll have to upgrade. Like I said, one of the most scariest films I've ever watched, and I can't. It's you watch it, and for me personally, you watch it and you just keep thinking about it. Like that's how it was for me. Yeah, like Hereditary. Yeah. Haxan.
Jackson Jackson.
Criterion release. I love it. I love it.
So my next pick picks. I'm gonna put them in a group. We talked about it a little bit earlier, but Jackson. It's also one of his picks. We're just gonna talk about it together. But it also goes hand in hand with our last pick. We're saving for the very end. Mm-hmm. But the ones we're gonna talk about more in depth. We talked a little bit. We kind of got in detail earlier, but I want to talk about it again just because I feel like it needs it. The Alex Ross steelbooks of the Universal Monsters. If you don't, Alex Ross is an artist, and he did the covers for the artwork. If you're listening to this podcast, you can go. I'm assuming you have some kind of technology or whatever. You can go and look up the pictures of the artwork. It's some of the most beautiful pieces.
Yeah.
I've ever seen.
Yeah. No. It's all super detailed and just like they capture everything from the movie in that one picture, and it's scary, but it's like really awesome and like cool, beautiful to look at. It's I don't know.
And they did he did like a limited run.
Like
one of the guys that owns the Vault of Horrors. We were going to talk about again.
Tyrant
Toys. He owns one of the original Alex Ross prints that they did like a limited run on.
Yeah.
And there's a colorized version of it, which is like green. It has like a green tint.
Yeah,
to it.
and there's
really
a collage
sick.
one where it has all of them.
You've probably seen the collage one.
Yeah.
More than likely. Super super cool.
Yeah. I mean it's. But those steelbooks, though, like how I said earlier, that's what got me into collecting all the Blu-rays and stuff like that. You know.
Yeah. Well, if you had to pick one of those that you had to, was your favorite?
Oh, shoot, dude. I don't know. That's gonna be hard. I'm really trying to think because the Invisible Man one, he's taking off his bandages and like, the cops, they're like. You see, they're angry and like, well,
they're sticks
just trying to stop him. But also, dude, Dracula, where he's holding, Mina, I believe, over the stairs, or Nina.
And his shadows on the background.
Yeah, shadow. It's creepy. There's the creature coming out from the bottom.
Creature's
of the lake.
One of my favorites.
I mean,
like I said,
that was always the hardest one to get, and it's still like $100 on eBay.
I don't know how they found all of them. My grandma.
Yeah.
I have no idea because at that time they were hard to find.
They were.
There was like some of them were very like easy to get, and some of them like the creature is one of them that's like insane to get.
That is still the hardest one to get by far. If you look it up on eBay. Ridiculous prices.
But it's got some beautiful art, and I have a really close connection with Creature from the Black Lagoon because it was the first Universal monster I watched, and it's one of my favorites. Frankenstein's my favorite, but Creature is probably like, and Wolfman and Creature are kind of like tied for like my second favorite.
Yeah.
But they're all
the Bride of Frankenstein one,
this iconic.
The monster is about to flip the switch to blow up the castle. You have the bride coming out. There's electricity. It's lab equipment everywhere. There's Dr. Pretorius on there. The mummy is coming out of the tomb and like is very.
It's like coming towards you. There's kind of like rays.
Yeah.
Or light. Like I don't know exactly. And then there's one of the workers behind him, in shock.
From the beginning, who goes crazy when the mummy walks out of his tomb. He's like, he walked away. He just got up and walked away.
One of the guards.
Yeah.
And then Frankenstein
Dude.
was one of my, like I said, it's my favorite Universal monster, but it's him holding the girl in front of the
lightning strikes and the burning windmill, the angry villagers. You see some of the cemetery back there.
Like classic imagery. And then the Wolfman one's really sick too. You have the Wolfman, Lon Chaney Jr. He's on top of a guy, or it's a girl. Sorry, he has the girl holding
the
her.
girl, and then you got Claude Rains coming
in the
back
with the cane,
and the other
silver cane, and everybody else coming.
Full moon in the trees, and
it's got the fog.
The fog, dude.
I'm so upset because when I got them, I was so hyped, and then I think the last one I opened was the Frankenstein one, and it was like dented. And the steelbooks, if you don't know what steelbooks are, it's steel, but they're like metal cases.
Yeah.
And they usually have pretty cool artwork on them.
Yeah.
But my one got dented and it was like kind of smashed. I was really appreciative and I still have that one to this day. I haven't got a new one.
Yeah.
You know, because it's probably gonna be hard to find, but I really don't feel the need to. I mean, it's awesome because I have this other copy of it, which we'll talk about a little later. I can watch anytime. These ones I don't really pop out that much.
No, yeah, I don't really watch those. I just kind of like keep them on the shelf.
They look great together.
Yeah, dude. I love those steel looks, man.
Those
will probably always be. They hold so much nostalgia, I guess you could say, at this point, and sentimental value to me. That's why it's hard for that to ever be topped.
Yeah, of course.
In my opinion.
I feel the exact same way.
Like it's just because it's the monsters, the beautiful artwork, their steel books. It's what made me want to collect Blu-rays and all that.
It just got me deeper into it.
I mean, yeah, exactly.
So what's your next one?
My next one is going to be now this is also newer, the Cold War Creatures box set from Arrow Video, featuring some classic stinkers like
Jackson's
Zombies of Mora
to the 50s atomic age.
Dude, it's great.
Like B movies.
The Giant Claw, love the Giant Claw.
You did a review on that, right?
I did do a review of that. Of Craptober, one of the first things that I've ever done of like reviews on the channel, I guess you could say.
But I remember when we got the Cold War Creatures or whatever, we were at Barnes & Noble.
Yeah.
And we saw
it on sale.
They had it on Arrow. Sometimes, usually when Barnes & Noble has their sale Criterions, they have the sale with Arrow as well.
Like 30% off or something?
Yeah, it's not as much as Criterions, but they end up being like around the same price. But Arrow, I saw that, and we were looking at it, and it was just like, scream Jackson's name. If you know Jackson, like, this is like with the perfect box set for him. And he was like debating on it. I'm like, bro, you got to get it.
Yeah.
I was like, you don't?
I got it.
Yeah. And Jackson, he ended up getting it.
It comes with a ton of stuff, too.
Oh, yeah.
So four movies. They each have their own case. The Giant Claw, Zombies of Mora Tawa, however you say it. The Werewolf, and Creature with the Atom Brain.
I mean, that name alone just screams, like...
None of them are...
Probably exactly what you think it is, too.
Yeah. None of them are, like, obviously great movies if you're just looking at it at a movie standpoint. But it's exactly what they are. They're Cold War creature feature movies that came out during the Cold War. You know, some that good old sci-fi horror atomic age stuff.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's great. But before we get to the last one, guys, I think you should pick one that we both don't have. So I'll go first. One that I can't think of who released it. I want to say maybe Arrow. You'll know it when I say it. but we recently watched it. Dario Argento's Suspiria, and the 4K
is
I don't think it's Arrow.
Synapse.
Synapse.
Yeah.
And oh my god, the movie's a classic, one of my top 10 horror movies of all time.
Yeah, dude,
and
I need that 4K.
The Synapse 4K set, the artwork on it's just unbelievable.
Dude.
And it has the cardboard, slipcover cardboard, and if you have available, go look at it right now. Very red, orange, like colors. I believe it has the girl that's hanging.
Yeah.
In it.
Yeah, that's on the front. A great movie.
Oh my god. It's probably the best Italian movie of all time, in my opinion. It's Dario Argento's best movie, in my opinion. But.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. I mean, it's amazing. I need that.
Yeah, we watched that and I was like, I'm gonna get it. Never did. So it's on my list.
It's
Jinx.
on my list. There, yep.
Jinx.
On my list as well.
Brothers think alike. We're not brothers, by the way.
Suspiria.
So, what's one that you don't have that you want? You kind of mentioned the one earlier, the Caligari. You don't really have it, but you have it.
I'm getting it. Yeah. Like I am actually getting it. I would like to get the Piranha 4K that just came out from.
It's been at Best Buy so many times.
Yeah, and
nobody wants
Scream Factory. Just because I don't know, I like Piranha. I'd like to see it in 4K.
Bubba Hotep's on my list to get from the newer ones.
Yes, Bubba Hotep. That literally just came out at the time we're recording this. It came out this Tuesday, and this is Friday. So Bubba Hotep. That's a great one. Bruce Campbell.
Yeah,
Elvis.
And also it came out with Swamp Thing, Revenge of the Swamp Thing, or whatever.
Return
of the Swamp Thing.
Return of the Swamp Thing. From MVD, the sequel to the Wes Craven Swamp Thing, DC superhero. But some people kind of consider that a horror film, and I never thought of Swamp Thing as that, but I'd see why.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's coming out. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4K.
Oh yeah. That
or even better, Texas Chainsaw Part 2 4K from Vinegar Syndrome.
I think it already came out.
Yeah, that's out.
But I'm saying, I thought you were saying like it's coming out.
What
they need to do is make a fucking box set of Texas Chainsaw. The series.
They do. That's all.
They have
over
the DVD.
place.
They have the DVD one from forever ago, and there's always been more made. There's been so many made. So.
But this is awesome.
So is Nightmare. That's another fucking bone.
Oh my god, dude! 4K set from Scream Factory.
Night of the Living Dead. Make that shit happen.
Yes,
I know
bro.
there's so many stuff happening. It's gonna be quite a while before anything gets going.
We need a good Nightmare on Elm Street box set, like for real. Not
and the funny I have the Blu-ray set.
It's just like
very basic.
One case.
Yeah.
Movies
Jackson
on
refuses
discs.
to get it because he thinks that they're going to release a box set, and I'm telling him they're not going to. It's a right issue.
You know what, guys? Come back to this podcast whenever they release it, because I just feel it. I know they will. At some point, it will happen. Anyways, from Beyond 4K.
Yeah.
Also from Vinegar Syndrome. I really want to get that. H.P. Lovecraft. Never seen the movie, but the artwork on it, all the pinks and
Jeffrey
purple,
Combs in it, right?
Yes.
I believe so.
Yes,
Barbara.
yes, he is. He did a lot of Lovecraft stuff.
Yeah.
Castle Freak, I believe that's also...
Reanimate.
I think he's in Dagon, too. I don't know. I might be thinking of somebody else. Anyway, that From Beyond 4K just looks beautiful.
I want to watch, too.
Yeah. I mean, Vinegar Syndrome, they're on top of their stuff, too. But they're a little kind of pricey. Yeah. So is Synapse.
Vestron's really affordable.
That's what I want to talk about as well. Vestron Video puts out amazing releases on Blu-ray, stuff that even is just first time on Blu-ray, like The Dentist 1 and 2 that just came out.
Silent Night, Deadly Night, 3, 4, 5.
All of those are $12.
Dementia 13, Francis Ford Coppola's first movie.
$10 to $12 each release.
Which is awesome.
That Silent Night, Deadly Night release.
And it comes with a good amount of special features, too.
Oh my god, yes. 3, 4, and 5. You got 3 movies for $12. Tons of releases. Awesome slipcover. Awesome artwork by, once again, Devin.
Yeah. Go look up his artwork. It's just beautiful artwork. very. I believe it's like painted, maybe air painted, air sprayed. I don't know. Not,
I'm
but
not sure
he's
either.
great. His signature looks like he just like took a pocket knife or something, and just like carved his name into it,
like into a tree or something.
Yeah,
that's probably what he did, and that's like what it.
He just was like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna put my name there." They were like, "Oh, you gotta put your name." He's like, "Fuck it, I don't know, Devin."
But yes, dude, that's an awesome release that I want to get. Hopefully, I plan on my way to Terror Vision, I might hit up Grindhouse Video, and I'm hoping that they get a ton.
Grindhouse is one of the places I really want to go to.
Well,
and it's in I believe Knoxville, Tennessee.
Yeah, and they have a ton
5
of
hours
stuff
away
like
from
that.
there.
Yeah,
me and Jackson are gonna take a day trip one day.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah.
But we're kind of running out of time, so before we really want to talk about this release.
Yeah, let's get right.
We're just gonna go right into it.
Go ahead, talk about it.
So, we kind of held off of it. We talked very similar about the movies.
We danced around it. It's right in the middle of the thumbnail.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I think this is one of my favorite releases, if not my favorite, and I know it's one of Jackson's favorite, if not the most content.
It's my most prized possession in my probably Blu-ray collection.
Oh, in your Blu-ray
in my Blu-ray collection.
What did I say? So, Jackson got this before I did, and then of course, like the same thing goes. I ended up getting it. And when I went on a big Universal run, this comes with the most content, special features galore.
Mm-hmm.
Each book, each franchise monster, whatever, comes with each individual case. Mm-hmm. We are talking about the Universal Classic Monsters complete 30 film
collection.
Yeah.
I mean, holy crap. The amount of films that come, 30 films. Nobody ever puts the original Phantom.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
In the box set, but it includes the Claude Rains remake, which is actually pretty good, but still, it's Lon Chaney. The original is better in my opinion.
Yeah. We've already talked a lot about the movies, but besides the original ones,
so like look, you got the box on there, and then at the top, Dracula, Wolfman, Mummy, Invisible Man at the bottom. The Bride, Creature, the Monster, and Phantom over there. On the side, they each kind of have like their picture along with right in the middle.
Yeah.
Classic monsters. And then inside, you got a booklet with all about the history of all these movies. And then you got a disc or a set for all the Frankenstein movies, all the Dracula, all the Mummy, Invisible Man, etc. Yeah. Creature. But one really cool thing that it comes with, all the Abbott and Costello Meet the Monster.
I'm glad you brought that, because if you didn't, I was going to bring it up. Yeah, those are I love those. Those
they're
when
great.
You mix comedy and monsters. I'm a huge Quentin Tarantino guy, and one of his favorite movies growing up was Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. Mm-hmm. And they were like, "Why do you like it so much?" He was like, "Just like the biggest thing at that time, Abbott and Costello and comedy, monsters were the really big thing.
Yeah,
just combine them, and it was just like perfect."
Yeah. Dude, it's pretty.
The Mummy. I'm not a big fan of the Mummy one. Meets the Mummy.
That's my least favorite.
And Invisible Man gets a lot of hate, but I didn't think it was that bad.
Yeah,
if you don't look at it as like a horror movie, and more just like a comedy, because Invisible Man's not really scary. He just plays. He's a boxer.
It's this guy who's framed for murder, so he uses the potion, and then he somehow runs into Abbott Costello, who's also a boxer. So it's crazy.
Yeah, they're great movies, but it also comes with all the sequels of all the original monsters.
Yeah, so that means like Dracula's Daughter, Son of Frankenstein, Frankenstein's Ghost, Invisible Man Returns, She-Wolf, Werewolf from London,
Revenge of the Creature,
all like literally everything.
Yeah.
Everything that you could want from the Universal Monsters is in that box set, dude.
There's not a lot that's missing, if not anything.
No, nothing's missing outside of the monsters for the original Phantom.
Yeah.
But
which you can watch that on YouTube.
I mean, yeah, like it's one of, like I said, it's definitely one of my favorite box sets ever.
It probably is my favorite box set.
I mean, it
that
is
or Friday.
What if
doesn't really compete with those
if they come out with that on 4K, you upgrading?
No, I can't. They already did come out with it on 4K. Or are you talking about the box set?
That box set with all the sequels and everything.
Probably not. I don't feel like it's needed.
Yeah.
I mean, how much better could it look?
Right, because they are like black and white.
Yeah, I don't know. I probably wouldn't pull the trigger on it.
Which, I wanna get the I want to see what they look like because they did come out with.
You posted some shorts on your YouTube. Of, like, clips
That's when
from
they
it.
first came out. Those box sets.
Mhm.
But I was looking today on Best Buy. They're selling like Frankenstein 4K, Dracula 4K, all like $13. Thinking about buying one, just to check it out, and then like
We had to buy Dracula because that's.
and then like just kind of test it out.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe do a giveaway on it or something. But I don't. I really want to see what they look like in 4K because it's the monsters. Like I'm debating on getting the 4K, even though it don't have all the sequels. That's if they come out with a 30 film box set of the sequels, I'll probably upgrade.
Yeah, but I'm sure you've heard it. You don't want to or hear us rabble on about the Universal Classic Monsters that we've done a lot in this podcast, and in a future podcast we'll have an episode dedicated to it if you're a huge fan of it. But that's gonna wrap it up for us today on issue number 4 of An Evening of Darkness, where we talked about our favorite Blu-ray 4K horror releases. Again, we're not super rich. We don't have like hardly any we have money because we have jobs, but we.
We're broke. Send us Blu-rays.
Send us Detective Comics number 27.
That's gonna be the running joke until somebody does it.
Until somebody's actually gonna do that. I'd shit my pants.
What would we do?
I don't know what I would do if
Like,
it just came in the
do?
mail.
If like
what the fuck?
This is for the Evening of Darkness PO box.
Yeah.
And like it says you have like a really expensive package. They had to. It's super fragile, by the way.
Yeah, it came in like this specific and it has a message specifically for you. It's like okay. When you open it, it's Detective Comics 27 rated like 9.8. Comes in, it's a 9.8 rated. Oh my gosh,
dude, that's probably like $10 million. It's a 9.8.
It has to be, but
would we sell it?
100%.
You would?
100%. That'd be your fucking life, dude. You wouldn't have to do anything the rest of your life if you sold Detective Comics 27. But you could also be the guy that has Detective Comics 27.
and still collects Blu-rays like that.
Yeah, so but I just wanted to say that again. I'm gonna say it one more time. There's so much stuff that we want as well, and collecting these movies, it's one of those things you're never gonna have everything. It's a hard pill to swallow, but it is what it is. Because like I said, there's so much movies and releases that we want, but we don't have enough to do it, which it's just life. I mean, it's how it goes.
Get what you can get.
Get what you can get. And enjoy that. And a lot of stuff's streaming now. A lot of stuff's on YouTube. There's so many ways you can check out these movies.
Yeah.
Us personally, we like physical media.
Mm-hmm. It's just like it really adds to your collection. It's kind of like the basis of how you kind of start a collection.
Yeah,
a movie collection. Actually having the movie.
And I get asked by people all the time, like, "Why do you collect the movies?" Why?
Yeah,
it's something about. First, it's just gratifying. I don't know why. It's just this like serotonin. And when I get one, I feel like really good. I go watch it. It brings back nostalgic memories, or if I hadn't seen the movie or whatever. But I feel like it's just like, it's like you own the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like
right,
there's not much closer to the movie you can get.
That's what I'm saying.
Unless you're on, I have the movie, I can watch it whenever the fuck I want.
Yeah,
I don't have to wait for it. It could go away on streaming, or it can be on TV. I have this movie, I can watch it whenever I want.
I don't have to buy it on Amazon, and it's just I own it on Amazon though. I don't own it on Hulu or whatever.
Yeah, and another thing they ask like, why does Blu-ray matter? Why can't you just get DVD or 4K? I feel like they want you to see it in like the best format possible.
How it was meant to be seen,
Yeah, of course, like when people do 4K transfers or whatever, they kind of like change stuff. But I don't know. I just see the best quality, best audio, or it just feels like right to watch it that way. But
exactly, I totally agree.
We can keep rambling on, but we got to close this one out. Again, thank you so much for listening. Go check out the other podcasts we did if you haven't already.
The other 3, we're already on 4, man.
Yeah. So like, share, subscribe.
I can't wait for this next one though.
The next one's gonna be one of my favorites. We might hint at it before the end, before we post it. Before we post it, but thank you so much again. This has been An Evening of Darkness.
Thank you guys. Stay scared.